Let's take a look at one of the best traps from the bishop's opening. This opening starts with e4, e5, and rather than playing the most common move, which is knight f3, white is going to bring out the bishop with bishop to c4. Black can respond with knight to f6, attacking the pawn on e4, in which white can play knight f3, attacking black's pawn on e5. However, when black takes the pawn on e4, we are not going to take the pawn on e5. Instead, we're going to play knight to c3, giving up the pawn. When black takes this, we're going to take back with the d pawn to open up our queen for future attacks. And now we have a lead in development with the knight and the bishop, and a promising attack in the future with something like queen d5 and bishop to g5. As of now, black's pawn on e5 is hanging, so if they defend it with something like d6, which is a very natural move, we're going to play knight g5, immediately taking advantage of the lead in development and going for the attack. Of course, now this bishop is open to protect the knight, and the knight and the bishop team up on the pawn on f7. Let's say black plays d5 to attack the bishop, as well as protect f7. We are going to give up the knight to fork the queen and the rook. When black takes back, then the pawn on d5 is now hanging, which we'll take with the bishop. And now black has a couple choices. If black goes back to e8, then we're going to play bishop takes f7, sacrificing another piece. If they play king to e7, we are going to play bishop g5 and skewer them, winning the queen. And after king e8 and bishop f7, if they of course take the bishop, now the queen is undefended, and we can take with our queen, winning an entire piece. Now after bishop d5, we know that king e8 does not work, so instead let's look at another alternative such as king to f6. In this case, bishop g5 does not work, so instead we're going to play one of the only winning moves, which is queen to f3, continuing the pressure by bringing the queen out. If they block with the bishop, for example, then we're going to play g4 here, taking advantage of the pin. If they try and defend it with something like the queen, we're going to take the pawn that is now hanging on b7, and the rook is trapped in the corner. After queen to f3, rather than blocking with the bishop, if they play, for example, king to e7 going back, now the skewer works with bishop to g5. And if they play king to g6, we're going to play bishop to f7, checkmate.